everybody, what's going on? Brendan Miller here, back with another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. A while ago I made a video titled Fisherman Reacts to Epic Fishing Fails, and it was basically me reacting to some of my biggest fails. I have been making videos on YouTube for almost 8 years, and I've had some pretty awesome experiences that I've captured on camera. So today I wanted to react to some of my most favorite fishing memories. Now guys, I want to be honest with you, I don't usually do this kind of content, but the weather is disgusting outside and the fishing is very tough, and I am crazy busy right now, so this is the only thing that I can really make, so I hope you understand. Alright, so this is a video where I'm creek fishing in Costa Rica. This was a ton of fun. And I caught a fish, of course. Wow. Woo. Check this fish out, guys. Look at this. Look at that fish, guys. It is beautiful. Now I gotta say, I was really surprised to catch this fish because the relatives who own the property that the creek was on that I was fishing said, yeah, you can go back there and fish. There's not a lot back there, maybe some small stuff. But I went back there and I caught this really beautiful fish. It looks sort of like a pumpkin seed here in America. The crazy cool thing about this fish is the blue spots right around its face. It was just a beautiful little fish to catch, and I was super excited because I've never really caught in this species before. Anytime I get the opportunity to catch a new species and experience a new environment, it's a plus. So this was definitely a highlight for me, fishing in this creek in Costa Rica and catching this beautiful fish. Put up a decent little fight too. This is what I love about fishing new bodies of water. You never know what you're going to catch. Like, I know like 2 or 3 species that live in Costa Rica, and everything else is a mystery. But that's a beautiful fish. Not sure what it is. Still very feisty. Yeah, like I said, one of my favorite things about fishing a new body of water or fishing a new place in general is you never know what you're going to catch, especially when you're fishing in another country. It's always exciting to see what you pull out. Come on. Oh! Ooh, jumping. Got a little jumping action.
Get him up here. Get him up here. Is it a machaca? Hold on, what is it?
We're very excited to catch this fish, as you can see. Rodney's screaming behind the camera. I'm screaming. And you'll see why. I don't know what it is, dude.
It's big.
It's a big old thing. That was crazy.
Keep it away from the thing.
Rodney's coaching me behind the camera.
Did these things go airborne?
I didn't know. I was kind of distracted.
Alright guys, that was crazy. I threw into that super fast current and I felt something knock my bait, and I kept on reeling. All of a sudden he was on, like right in front of us. He came out of the water. Beautiful fish. These fish are insanely strong. Okay, so the fish we just landed is called a machaca. It's a type of fish that lives in Costa Rica, and it's like an oversized sardine. They're very, very feisty. They're very aggressive. As you saw, that fish clear the water like a tarpon, kind of. From what I've heard from the people that fish the streams and rivers in Costa Rica, these fish are kind of difficult to catch. They can be very wary and very skittish. We had actually hooked one of these earlier in the day, but it flew off the hook, and so we were kind of bummed out. So to have the opportunity to catch another one, again, another species I've never caught before, was awesome. And floppy. Very strong fish, too. I believe these are called machacas. Yeah, machaca. They're like a big sardine. Super aggressive fish, super fun to catch. Oh, look at the teeth on it. Oh, yes. It's kind of like, look at the teeth.
That's a machaca, yeah.
You guys notice the teeth on that? It's kind of like a piranha. Yeah, it was really interesting catching a fish with, like, teeth. If you actually look closely, the teeth look almost human-like, which is a little bit disturbing, but cool nonetheless. Alright, so this clip was taken earlier in the year. I was fishing a lake that I fish quite frequently, and there is a culvert right there. And this particular day, there was a lot of water moving through that culvert, and I heard a splash way back in the culvert, and so out of curiosity I threw my bait up inside the culvert. Let's watch what happens. I'll put a bait right. Let's see if I can do this. Put a swim jig right up in there.
Oh, I got a fish.
Boom, just like that. Fish out of a culvert.
I got a fish. A bass.
Pretty awesome.
Right out of that pipe.
That's a good one too. Now I gotta be honest, this is the last thing I was expecting to happen. It was really awesome.
That fish came right out of a pipe. Okay, that was sick.
Later on in the day, I came back and threw inside the pipe again, and lo and behold, boom,
got one.
Another bass.
In the pipe again. Another nice bass, guys, out of the pipe. Who would have thunk it?
That was a pretty unique experience. The bass were actually chasing bait fish up inside the pipe, and they could actually corner the bait fish back there and eat them. So when I threw my bait back in there, they were on it just like that. Alright, this next clip is a throwback to a video I did a number of years ago. Let's take a look.
I am using a direct drive monospool
Shakespeare open face. I don't know what. Okay, first of all, let's just acknowledge that there's very annoying background music playing. Yeah, I was very guilty of that. I would put the same song in every one of my videos because I thought, you know, it was familiar and recognizable. Now it's just annoying. So the basic premise for this video was to take a vintage rod and reel that I actually had lying around my house and take it out and try to catch some fish with it. It actually had original line on it and it was in working condition, so I ended up taking this vintage rod and reel out, putting a modern bait on it obviously, and trying to catch fish with it. And this was made, I'm guessing, 50s, somewhere in there. The line on this is really, really weird. If you look at it, it has, it's not round, it's flat. And we hooked up with a fish in the pond. I remember very vividly landing a fish with this setup was a nightmare because the reel doesn't take in very much line. So yeah, as you can see, I sped this up. I fought this fish for a decent amount of time and the rod was super light. So it was a challenge to land this fish nonetheless. As you can see, I'm struggling right here. Feels like a tuna, yeah. It kind of felt like a tuna. And I finally get it landed. Second fish on the vintage rod and reel. Pretty nice guy. I don't know if you saw in the video, but he came up and waked it right into the surface. I am very fond of that video because that was one of the first videos that I made where I was kind of experimenting with this whole idea of making fishing videos. You know, when I started making fishing videos, I thought I just had to make, you know, videos where I just go fishing and try to catch big fish and review lures. I remember this video in particular, I was just really excited to make because it was something different. It was something I haven't really tried before, and it paid off. Alright, this next clip has to do with rod and reels as well, and this one is from a video where I tested out the cheapest rod and reel you could buy on Amazon, and this one is just amusing. And hopefully this will cast. Give it a shot. Nice heavy bait. Yeah, that thing did not cast very well. It was very annoying to use. I had to strip out a bunch of line and then cast it out, almost like a fly rod. When I finally did get a bite, trying to set the hook and reel in a fish with this piece of garbage rod and reel was very, very, very frustrating.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! He was under that dock, guys. Oh my goodness, this reel's totally locking up on me.
Got some voice cracks in there. I was excited. Come on.
Crank! This thing's junk! Ah, it's not even working. Oh shit.
Yeah, the reel is just literally failing. It wouldn't even take in any line.
Oh my goodness.
It was just a piece of garbage.
Oh my goodness. No. Oh, it's a big fish, dude.
What was that?
Fish.
No, what was that? That was
weird.
That wasn't too long ago either. So, what can I say? I have a higher pitched voice.
It's a big fish, dude. It's a big fish. This reel is a piece of garbage. Let's do a crank.
Yeah, the reel's officially giving up the ghost.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta say that it was quite exhilarating catching a fish that size on that light of a rod. It was definitely an experience, to say the least.
Oh my goodness, guys. I about had a heart attack. Look at that fish. It's a beautiful fish caught on this piece of junk rod and reel.
Alright, so this next clip is one of my more recent videos I did this fall. I was exploring a new body of water and I ran into some unexpected problems. At the time, this wasn't very fun, but looking back on it, it's pretty funny.
Oh snap. Okay, I am, yeah.
Anytime you step in some mud and your foot just sinks and you start seeing bubbles come up, it's a bad sign.
I'm stuck in the mud. Ugh. Dude, this stuff's like quicksand. That is deep, right there. Oh my word. Quicksand.
Almost up to my thighs, that mud was. It was just terrible.
I was trying to cross this little section right here. Everywhere else the mud's not been that deep, but I tried to cross this little section here and it was just nasty and deep.
That day of fishing was particularly bad. I didn't catch hardly anything and I ended up just getting really muddy and getting burrs all over my body. Alright, this next clip is from a video I made titled Netting Fish in Costa Rica, and this was my first video to surpass 1 million views. Let's take a look. So my uncle has this pond in Costa Rica and he wanted to get all the fish out of it, so he lowered the water level and then we'd go in with nets That's my cousin Ryan right there. We'd go in with nets and would just net these fish out, put them in buckets, and relocate them to another pond. We all had to pitch in here. There's Rodney hauling some fish up the bank. I was running the camera. That was a ton of fun. Very muddy, as you can see. Very muddy. Pretty fun stuff. As you can see, that's all the fish we get out, and then from there, they would go into the pond. Tilapia.
Alright guys, we are done. We've sorted all the fish. We've put them in the tanks. We let all the smaller fish go in the pond to repopulate. It was a great time. I am filthy, as you can see.
Nothing better than taking a swim after a filthy day of work. It's funny watching this video because little did I know that I had gotten spined by one of the fish that I was handling, and I got a bad staph infection in my hand, and it spread all the way up to my shoulder, and I had to go to the doctor. It was pretty serious. If you guys want to see that video and hear the full story about the infection, you can click right here. Righty guys, this is it right here. This is the area I'll be fishing today. Doesn't look like much. It was a lot deeper. As you can see, the water level was up pretty high, but we haven't had a whole lot of rain. There's a car driving by. I'm fishing in a
those
puddle.
people must think I'm an idiot. I'm a full-grown man fishing in a puddle with a GoPro on my chest. Really weird.
Humbling experience, to say the least.
Oh, got a hit. Yep. Got him.
I caught a fish.
Right there. Boom. First cast, guys.
Look at that.
A little creek chub right there. Wow, that was instant. That fish was on.
One of the things I've learned after fishing for all these years is that you never take a body of water for granted. I've caught some really nice fish out of some puny bodies of water, you know, out of little puddles like this, out of little creeks, out of little ditches. You never really know what's in there unless you go down and fish in them. So in this video, I was trying to catch a fish with a Nerf dart.
Sort of like a little jig.
As you see, I put it on a jig head, and lo and behold, I caught a fish with it. I remember filming this. I was so shocked that I caught a fish. I could not believe it.
Dude, it worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. Oh my goodness, guys. I cannot believe it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Right there, guys, as you can see.
It's a crazy
The
experience.
little wiper, he smoked a stinking Nerf bullet on a jig head, guys. It's stinking awesome. I did not think that was going to work, but it did. Whew.
There was one theme that ran very true during the summer for me, and that was terrible fishing trips. And this clip is from one of them. I hook into something. I was fishing in an industrial area. This creek ran right behind this city here. Or river, I should say. And I caught a glove. It's kind of weird. Interesting.
That's a first. Never caught a glove before. Wow. Really great fishing spot.
I love that. That was truly a terrible day of fishing, but at least it was amusing. Okay, this is one of the most crazy experiences I've ever had out in the water. I was fishing this lake, and I saw schools of hybrid white bass exploding on shad right here. As you can see, shad are flying everywhere. It's the water was literally boiling, and I was able to throw in there and catch a number of really nice fish. It was incredible. I've only ever seen this once. This is pretty rare. This was a pretty rare experience, and I was happy to have the camera with me. Yeah. I was catching them like bluegill there for a while. All I had to do is throw my bait out there, reel it in. They were on.
Alright guys, this is not good for my nerves. I'm shaking like a leaf right now.
Alright, so this last clip is an exclusive clip that never really made it into a YouTube video. I was fishing a pond this fall, trying to catch some bass, and I was throwing a topwater frog, and check out what happens. This is backwoods bass fishing at its finest right here. As you can see, there's still some scum on the surface of the water, even though it was pretty late in the year. Yep. Topwater frogs coming through. Boom. Right up the bank. It was a good fish, too. Oh, yeah.
Right there, boys. Right in front of me. Oh my goodness.
Anytime you have a fish blow up right in front of you like that, it is heart-stopping.
Night. I'm gonna get scales on this thing. It's probably gonna go 4.
That was one of the biggest fish that I've caught in this year for sure. I didn't get an official weight on him, but I'm estimating around 4 pounds, maybe 5 pounds. A really beautiful bass. And the fact that I caught it right by the bank just made it that much more awesome. So guys, there you go. Those are some of my favorite moments from the past couple of years of doing YouTube videos. And I gotta say, I had a lot of fun watching them. If you want to see more videos like this where I react to more of my fishing videos, I still have a number of awesome fishing clips that I did not feature in this video. If you guys want to see a follow-up video, let me know. In 2020, I want to make a lot more videos this year. Last year I had a bit of a slow year, but this year I want to do a lot more videos. I want to do a lot more stuff. I got some great ideas in the works, so stay tuned for that. If you guys want to support the channel, you can check out the links in the description. You can check out my swim baits down there. You can check out some merch. You can check out some Amazon affiliate links to some of the gear that I use on a regular basis. And of course, that helps me to keep making videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. And as always, stay hooked. I'll see you later.